next morning, people, and we are in we're in Waxahachie, Texas. We're at the Quick Trip truck stop just north of town, and I pulled in and look at this. This is one sweet ride. Talked to the guy. He says it's 2016. He bought it brand new and did it from day one like this. He's got aftermarket fenders on, double humps on the back. He's got the light bar underneath. He's got the mirror bracket, the same mirror bracket I've got. He's got different mirrors on it, and they painted it. He's got the thighs. I mean, it's just sweet. Really, he's got the old 359 hood headlights on it. It's all LED. This is one nice looking ride. That's probably a $1,000 bumper there. So it is nice. I love the color too. And this is nice. He's pulling an RGN, removable gooseneck. What they do is they take this gooseneck, they'll unhook that, they'll drop this to the ground with hydraulics, and they'll unhook this, he'll pull away with that, and then they'll drive a bulldozer or some kind of heavy machinery up on top of that. They'll reconnect the gooseneck on it. It's RGN, removable gooseneck, and lift it back up, and down the road they go. But yeah, he's got the deck plate, he's got it all going on. Now right here, check this out. Here comes the man now. He said he didn't want to be on camera, so I won't do that to him. But you said it's a 2016? Yeah. 2016 and 389. What kind of motor?
550 Cummins.
Cummins? Okay. Yeah, they didn't put cats in them anymore, did they?
Oh.
Well, that is sweet. That is. Mind if I take a peek at the inside? Oh yeah. Yeah, that is nice. Well, sir, I tell you what, you take care, and thanks for letting me look at it.
Smart home starter kit with 2 smart sensors that help prevent break-ins, water leaks, and fires. Plus, you'll also get a smart home discount. Go to myhippo.com/home and see if you can save up to 25%. Plus, get a smart home starter kit. Go to myhippo.com/home today. In 60 seconds, you can save 25%. myhippo.com/home.
Airmen can count on. WBAP is the primary emergency alert station for North Texas. We now pause to test our emergency alert procedure. This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is a test of the emergency alert.
likely a piece of road debris flipped up and broke off his airline on his trailer. If you look on a lot of trailers, the one I have on right now, the trailer I'm pulling right now, you have the tandems that slide back and forth, and that's for weight distribution. The airlines that are underneath there have to be flexible, you know, because if your tandems are right here and you got airlines and then you slide it back here, the airlines still have to reach. So they put those coily, look like slinky airlines underneath. They put an airline long enough to where it can stretch all the way to the back of the trailer. You slide that tandem all the way to the back, and the air hose will reach. You slide it all the way to the front, and they've got too much air hose, so they have a spring that holds it up. That's why you see all those loose air hoses hanging underneath the trailer like that. What more than likely happens, a piece of road debris, let's say a tire, a gator, or something like that, flipped up, went back there, and the tractor hit it and kicked it up in the air, and it went back there and hit those air hoses, broke the air hose off, and the brakes lock up, and he went skidding off to the side of the road. More than likely, he didn't weigh a whole lot. I'm guessing probably didn't have a real heavy load on there, because when you don't have a heavy load on, the brakes can lock up, and the tires actually lock up, and then your tires just kind of skip until you get slowed down. They hop off. And as that happened, he went over to the shoulder to pull over in a trailer, because there's the crown in the road. The trailer wanted to go over into the grass. Once it got in the grass, it's muddy, and just slid way around like that. He probably did a real good job. I have to pat him on the back. More than likely, he was the reason it didn't get turned over. A lesser driver might have went off into the ditch and rolled the truck over. So with that, kudos to him. More than likely, that's what happened. Now, why would the brakes lock up? And explain the brakes. All right. The truck has two different kinds of brakes. They have air brakes, and then they have air brake maxi brakes, what they call maxis. Okay, the maxis are the parking brake. So when I pull up somewhere and I pop the buttons on the dash, pop the tractor and the trailer buttons, that releases air pressure that has been holding the brakes open. Okay, the brakes lock up. That becomes a parking brake. Okay. Just the maxis lock up. Now, you don't have maxis on the steer axle. You have them on all the other axles, but not the steer axle. And that locks the brakes up, and becomes your parking brake. How do they work? There's an air chamber on. There's a pod. Okay, this pod is about the size, a little bit bigger than a football, I guess. Kind of a weird shape. I'll take a picture and show you here. And that pod, in the middle, there's a rubber, what they call a pancake. Okay, there's a rubber bladder or diaphragm. Okay, there's a rubber diaphragm, and no, not that kind of diaphragm. It's a rubber bladder, so to say. On one side there's an air chamber, on the other side there's an air chamber and a spring. Okay, when you don't have any air pressure to the brakes, if all the air pressure bleeds off of this truck and there's no air at all, this truck comes to a stop. Okay, and it comes to a stop and it locks up. That's because the spring is pushing on it. Now, the spring is strong enough to lock the brakes up, but it's weak enough that the air pressure, 120 pounds of air pressure, actually 60 pounds of air pressure, will open it up. So you got more than 60 pounds of air that pushes on that diaphragm, on that plate in there, which is sealed with the diaphragm. It pushes it open, which releases the brakes. Okay, now, you're driving down the road and you got the air pressure holding the brakes open now. So I don't want to stop. Air comes in from the other side. Remember, there's a chamber on this side, a chamber on this side, and a diaphragm in the middle. Okay, air comes on this side. There's springs on this side too. So you got air on this side. You got the equal amount of air pressure on this side. So you got 100 pounds here, 100 pounds there, 60 pounds here, 60 pounds there. Whatever the pressure is, that's the pressure in the truck. You've got air pressure that's equal on either side. Well, it's a wash, right? The spring is the extra that pushes it and applies the brake. Okay, so as you push your pressure on the air on your pedal, that pushes air into that back chamber with the spring, and it closes the brakes up, which brings you to a stop. And depending on how hard you press the pedals, how much air pressure and spring, all that will work against, and it moves that chamber back and forth, which moves the rod, which moves the S-cam, which moves the brakes, which gets you to stop. It's hard to explain without diagrams. But anyway, that's what happened more than likely. He's driving along and he hit his brake, or hit something, broke his airline, and the trailer locked up and he went sliding to a stop on the side of the road. Okay? So, with that said, back to music.